Let's do it. All right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Associate Students 2014 Vice Presidential Debate. My name is Joseph Levy. I will be your moderator tonight. Before we begin, I'd like to explain the debate format we'll be using. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to make an opening statement. After opening statements, the candidates for each position will take turns posing questions to their opponents. For each question asked by their opponent, a candidate will get 1 minute and 30 seconds to respond. After the answer, the candidate who posed the question will be allowed to follow up, to which their opponent will be permitted to make an additional 30-second response. The candidates will take turns until both candidates have asked their opponent 2 questions. After all the candidates for contested positions have taken their turn, we will take general questions from the audience and from Twitter. Thank you, candidates. Nope, not there. I'm reading the script wrong. I think we're good to go.
Cool. Do you want to do your introductions, everybody, up to the front? Don't knock with the camera.
Right now?
Or let's have the VP. Okay.
Wait, did you have that stand up you said?
You stand at the table.
Okay.
Bring your
You too. Oh, yeah.
hurting cats. And you're all on camera, so don't say anything mean.
That's me. So you go first. Okay. So we'll be starting with Sarah Cahoot.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Cahoot and I'm running for the position of Vice President for Governmental Affairs. I'm running for this position because of my knowledge and passion for advocacy work. Over the past few years, we've seen a huge increase of civic engagement on campus. Last year, Western had the largest voter registration drive of any public university, registering more voters than any other public university, all of them combined. We registered 2,749 students. As Western Vote's president, I had collaborated with the vote coordinator to register voters and to also train volunteers on how to register, teach them how to register other people. We've seen an increased amount of students attending the Washington Student Association meetings. As Western Vote's president, I've attended most of the WSA meetings this year, and I also had the opportunity to write a Washington Student Association proposal that was discussed by 11 public universities and then voted on, and it passed. So the proposal that I collaborated with another Western Vote's member were on the Washington Student Association legislative agenda. So the student lobbyists were actually lobbying on behalf of the issue. We've also seen an increased amount of students attending Viking Lobby Day. This has made a huge difference in the student movement. The increased amount of students attending lobby days and advocating for students' rights is one of the reasons we've been so successful the last couple of years. The reasons that we've seen tuition freezes, the reason that the DREAM Act / the Real Hope Act passed, and also the reason we got in-state tuition for veterans, things like that. Oh, 30 seconds left. Oh my gosh. Okay, this past year we worked as the rep, in the rep as committee coordinator and Western Votes to ensure student voices are being heard. I really enjoyed my time, and I really hope to continue this work in a different capacity as your VP for Gov Affairs. If you have any questions that I don't answer during the debate, please come talk to me afterwards.
Thank you, Sarah. Next up is Jeremy Rickmeyer.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Rickmeyer. I'm running for VP on Governmental Affairs. I didn't write a speech because I wanted to come up here and I wanted to be honest and personable to everyone. I don't have a set whatever in front of me because I think that's the way it should be. I'm a senior studying political science and social studies. I will be majoring also in secondary ed after I finish my political science degree. I'm also getting a minor in sociology. I just finished an internship up at the Capitol working with the State Senate, and I also am a veteran of the United States Army, and I believe both of those things give me a unique perspective that will help me to do this job correctly. For all the reasons Sarah just mentioned, we are a unique campus in the state of Washington. We have, like she said, the highest voter turnout, and that was impressive, and I want to work with the other offices to make sure that that continues and it endures and it grows. I just honestly want to do what I can to help this school. I really enjoyed going here. I've only been here for over a year now. I transferred in from community college before I came here, and I really love the school, and I just want to help it grow and succeed. And that's honestly why I'm running. So that's all I have. Thank you.
All right. So that was our introductions, and now we're going to start with the questioning. So first up, we have Jeremy.
introductions for everyone, or is it just?
You two first.
Oh, okay. I don't have my question.
Right there.
Oh,
So we'll start with Jeremy asking Sarah a question.
okay.
Okay, do we have to, you're supposed to do this, or does this work?
If elected, what will you bring to the table which will help to diversify the AS?
I wanted to start off this question by talking about the word diversity and how it means different things to every individual. And how it means not just the word diversity, what it means to me, and then also how it's different to everybody. Nobody has the ability to truly represent all identities on campus. However, it is vital that all identities should be represented. With my organizing experience and working with different groups, different backgrounds and opinions, I feel like I have the ability to outreach to different groups on campus. Something that was really successful this year was the Environmental and Sustainability Programs Office Lobby Day. And so I want to kind of expand that within the AS and have work with different ethnic student center clubs and different ROP, or Resource and Outreach Programs offices, such as the Women's Center, the Queer Resource Center, the Sexual Awareness Center, Veterans Outreach Center, to have them go down to Olympia and lobby on behalf of the issues that matter most to them. I could go down there and lobby as the Western representative, but I feel like it would mean so much more if there was more students there. As this year as community coordinator, I've engaged with students outside the AS and tried to have them be able to come in and give their voice to the issues that really affect them as committee coordinator, because the committees have a huge impact in making sure that it's not just, it's a variety of student voices, not just the ones that we typically see.
Thank you, Sarah.
No, I just.
You have a 30-second follow-up.
Okay, so in my conversations I've had with several people just around the campus and just random people that I've talked to, they've been expressing to me concern that the AS is one-minded. Like everybody in the AS kind of thinks the same way and does the same things, and it's an extremely cliquey organization. I'm not saying that's what it is, I'm just saying what I've been told. So what would you say in response to that?
I would say that it's something that the AS every year works on, and that's outreach to students that don't know how to get involved or really want to get involved but not really sure what they want to do. And as committee coordinator, that's what I've really tried to do. I've set up tables in the Viking Union and I've talked to students, hey, what are you passionate about? And some would be like, I'm really passionate about budgets. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a committee for you. It's called the AS Budget Committee. And so making sure that it's not the voices, that's outreaching to different students on campus.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Oh, sorry.
All right, now Sarah, you can pose Jeremy a question.
Okay. How do you plan on representing marginalized communities on campus at the local, state, and federal level?
So for me, this question was somewhat difficult, coming from, honestly, from a white male perspective. I am not seen as the type of person that can relate to this kind of marginalization. For me, it would really require that I work with the VP for diversity. I think that would be my biggest thing, is I have to go and be with the VP of diversity. And then I want to attend other clubs. Like, I want to go and to sit through these clubs and learn what it is that I need to be pushing forward at the state level especially, but also the local and at the federal level. If I were to go to DC and lobby, I would want to know, I would need the input from everybody. And so for me, what it is, it's just input. It's just collaboration with both the fellow board members, fellow club leaders, and it's just working together with everyone to come to a reasonable explanation as to what it is that we need to do to accomplish the things, to reflect the diversity in our campus, because we have such a diverse campus. And the comments made by Bruce Shepard kind of highlight that recently. The diversity is a huge issue here, and it can't be said enough, and we just need to work on it. And I'm willing and able to work on it, and that's how I would do it.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy.
One of the duties as Vice President of Governmental Affairs is chairing the Legislative Affairs Council. How do you plan on making sure that the Legislative Affairs Council is a diverse committee where a lot of different opinions are being heard?
Okay, and so I am not too familiar with how the committees work on this campus. I have no prior AS experience, which I think is both a benefit and a detriment to both my campaign and running for this position. I like the fact that I come in from the outside, I represent the general population. People that don't know the AS, don't have any involvement, I can represent them because I am one of those people. And I think that helps me give a unique... Stop.
Thank you, Jeremy. again, Jeremy will ask another question.
If you could be any superhero, who or what would it be and why?
When I first received this question, it took me a while to think of what superhero I would be. I think because the image that kind of conjures in my mind is a man with a big man with like a cape and tights who's like saving the damsel in distress, and that's not what superhero or superheroine kind of even is to me. I see superhero qualities in everyone I know. My peers, my coworkers, my friends, they're all consistently inspiring me and really empowering me to be the best person that I can be. But if I had to pick one superhero, I think it would be my mom. My mom she grew up in a traditional family where her kind of the trajectory and the path that was kind of paved for her was to have kids and get married. And while she did get married really young and have kids, she also kind of paved her own path. She spent the last 35 years or so trying to get her bachelor's degree. I think she's been to 3 or 4 different colleges, community colleges and universities, and when I started college, that was her main goal, was to graduate before I did. And so I'm really proud to say that my mom's going to be graduating from WSU online schooling in the winter, and so I'm really proud of my mom. Oh, 30 seconds. And she, and one of the things that really empowers me is the ability that she's been able, the things that she's been able to do in her job. She's tapped and she's cracked and she's chiseled away, and then she's completely destroyed the glass ceiling. She is a manager at her branch, and she's really inspired me and is a really empowering woman, and she's the woman that I want to be, and she's my superhero.
That was a really good response. I don't really have a follow-up question to that. That was very good. What superhero ability would you like to have?
Oh, that's a hard one. I actually took a BuzzFeed quiz today, and it's a teleportation. Should be my thing. Okay. How do you plan on expanding and continuing Western's voter registration drive?
Okay, so like I said, I'm new to the campus. I've only been here for a year. What I understand is that the voter registration drive last year was the most successful in school history, if I'm correct. So for me, expanding, it's less about expanding and more about continuing. I was talking with a friend of mine who is associated with the WSA, and he was just telling me how much they've progressed in the last year. And so for me, it would be continuing the program that we're doing, but also reaching out more, going to like back to Bellingham and all those clubs, not clubs, but all the meetings and organizations that happen at the beginning of the year, especially, and targeting freshman students, ones that come up here and don't have their change of address, because I know when I came up here, my change of address form, it went to Olympia. So I didn't get a vote last year because my ballot was in Olympia. Oops. So people like that, it's just focusing on the groups that are moving here, but also helping to just continue it. It seems like a really good thing, and I'm honestly not as versed as I should be in it, but I will be, and that's why I want to learn. I want to become more involved with the campus, and this is the best way I could think of that I could become more involved up fast and interactive. So that's why, and that's what I want to do. I want to become more involved.
How do you think about expanding to voter registration tips? Because we do a really good job of doing like early move-in for first-year students. How do you feel? What's the best way to think to expand to older students, transfer students, people that don't live on campus and won't go through the dorms or don't really go to info fair and things like that? How do you think that we should expand to them?
Okay, so I am one of those students. I transferred here from South Puget Sound Community College in Olympia with a 2-year degree. I live off campus by Lincoln Creek. The best way I would say is probably email or online, or not online, but on campus posting through banners. That would be the best way. For me personally, walking around on campus, it is powerful to see someone with a sign out in Red Square if they're passionate about it. And so getting passionate volunteers would be huge as well. Passionate volunteers in Red Square handing out pamphlets and stuff like that. I think that would be huge. That's what did it for me.
All right, thank you. Let's give a round of applause for our Vice President. Yeah. Oh, so next up is our Vice President for Activities candidates.
can grab your hand too.
I know, right? I was about the question. I answered some questions already. But now I'm actually glad to do it.
Oh, and I guess we get to answer audience questions.
So they'll just pose them. I know, it's great. I'm gonna go home.
All right, everybody, let's bring it back in. So you all know how this works, so I won't have to give another explanation. We're going to start with a 2-minute introduction by Giselle Soto.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Giselle. I actually have 2 last names.
Oh, all right.
But first of all, I want to thank you all for being